It's time for a Humans in Tune conversation with Darren on 93.9 Mike FM.
Yes, it is. It is really time for a Humans in Tune conversation. Gosh, I thought we started 4 minutes ago, but not in Darren's world. Guess what, kids? We're here. It's Humans in Tune on 93.9 Mike FM. With me via Facebook, via Zoom today is Susie Bulloch, owner of Hey Grill Hey, pitmaster, barbecue wizard, and wonderful human being. Thank you so much for joining me, Susie.
Oh, thank you for the super nice introduction. Barbecue wizard is a new one for me. I'm keeping it.
Yeah, we got to make you a hat and a cape to go with it or something. So, yeah. But no, and I apologize, Facebook fans. I know I hit go live, thought I hit go live, and I went back to switch and see, we don't have any comments yet. Oh, that's because you didn't hit go live, apparently, Darren. So it's one of those. It's a Monday of all Mondays. But we're excited to have you. We're here because this Saturday at the Show Me Center in Cape is the When Pigs Fly Indoor Barbecue Bash. Going to have 30 some odd indoor smokers set up inside the Show Me Center. Teams coming from all over the country, barbecue pros galore. And we've got our first responders cups. You guys, we've been talking up the event. We'll talk and touch a few things on it later, but a lot of good stuff, live music, cooking demos, all that good stuff. You can grab your tickets right now at 939mikefm.com. But Susie is one of our barbecue pros that's coming in for the day. We've got a lot of great things on the books, and you've got a lot of great things on your books. I mentioned this. If you get to her social media, follow the YouTube channel, get after the Facebook, all that good stuff. You're at a 908,000 followers on Facebook. That's a pretty substantial number when it comes to, just sharing what you love.
Lots of people like barbecue.
Amen to that. Raise your hand, kids. Yes, we're all putting our hands up for the barbecue. But yeah, it's an amazing thing. You've built this barbecue business out of your love for barbecue and your family's love for barbecue, and you've got a great talent at coming up with some creative ways to cook meat. We love cooking meat on the barbecue, smoking it, grilling it, all that good stuff. And your website is a great resource for all things barbecue and all things Hey Grill Hey. HeyGrillHey.com is the website. Get there. You've got recipes, and we'll talk about it a little bit later. I want to touch on the group, the team sort of that you built where you can kind of pay and you can learn some master classes of pitmaster action there. We'll talk more about that, but let's kind of talk about what got the wheels going for you with creating what is Hey Grill Hey today.
Sure. My first daughter was born. She was about 6 months old, and the plan was for my husband to work full time and me to take care of the baby. And it was me and one baby at home, and I went, oh no, now what do I do?
Right.
I kind of panicked a little bit. And I wanted to contribute to our finances and find something I could do from home. And I ended up with a job writing blog posts, creating online content for just a local lady who wrote grocery store coupon deals and matchups. So I kind of learned the back end of website management and development. And that kind of led me down the path of working for a grill manufacturer, helping them digitize their library of recipes. Because if you think 12 to 13 years ago, there was nothing on the internet really about barbecue. There were maybe one or two websites that were pretty good, but they were a little bit old school. Barbecue was very hush hush. It was like the magician and their secrets. Not a lot was talked about in terms of how to actually cook stuff. And the stuff that you did find, there were a lot of words that I weren't familiar with or terms that you had to be in the know to actually understand.
Right.
And I knew that more people would cook barbecue if it was just a little bit more accessible. So when I was digitizing all of these recipes, that's kind of how I fell in love with cooking barbecue and the barbecue community and barbecue culture. I mean, I had a smoker on my back porch. I was cooking 5 nights a week for my family, digitizing this recipe content. And then I started creating my own recipes. Mm-hmm. And Hey Grill Hey launched almost 8 years ago now. We have over 550 recipes on the website, I believe, which is really fantastic. It's like 4 cookbooks worth of recipes on the website alone. And it's my favorite thing in the world, like getting to experiment with different cuts of meat or different vegetables on the grill, on the smoker, charcoal, open fire. Like I cook on everything. We utilize everything. And if you want a recipe for it, I probably have one and there will be fire involved somehow. So it's really just, I always say it's the best job I ever made up for myself.
Right? Yeah. Well, and that's the beautiful thing about it is that, it started as this creative outlet in one direction. to give you something, to let you contribute and so forth, like you said. And then that evolved into this massively creative thing that you're still being creative with and coming up with amazing recipes. And it's awesome. And if you hit the website, heygrillhey.com, you can also right there get all the links to the social so that you can go follow and subscribe on YouTube and, follow the Facebook page and so forth. And yeah, I liked what you said about, the barbecue world does kind of have its own verbiage and its own dictionary as to there's terms about things and things the layman may not understand. And one of the things that's cool about this weekend's event and about what you do is it kind of breaks it down for the layman, for the backyard griller, the weekend warrior that's, the tailgater. And so, having those cool recipes, well, here's a campfire recipe. This is how we pull this off, or this is a charcoal thing, or, being able to just break that down and walk people through it visually in the videos and beyond. I think that's awesome.
Yep. We focus a lot on time and temperature, and the videos really help, especially if you're cooking something you've never made before.
Right.
You can read a description of like the bark on your brisket should be a mahogany color. But if you've never cooked a brisket before, you're like, wood, like my brisket should look like wood. Like it's very like
this is too moist. I must be doing something wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. So having kind of those like video accompaniments to a lot of the recipes helps so much. And
Right.
I always say when I'm writing my recipes, I'm writing them for really inebriated adults or toddlers. Like if my kids can follow it or drunk uncle can follow it, then we're doing okay. That means it's simple enough to follow. I've included enough descriptions.
Right.
And really the goal is that you're as successful making the recipe at home as I was. Whether it was my 50th time making it or your first, it's going to turn out great for you. And that's
awesome.
That's the whole goal is, I want people to have success in the backyard so they keep doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's great. And I like that. The drunks are children bar. It's like they'll always tell the truth. And if they can make it through these recipes, we'll be okay.
That means we did our job.
Yeah. And of course this is, and shout out to your husband for a great haircut.
Yeah.
But yeah, this has become a family affair for you guys as far as running this business and keeping things going.
Yeah. Todd actually was a CPA in a prior life, licensed in corporate, and had to wear suit pants to work every day. I don't know how he did it. Bless his soul. But I was able to retire him from the corporate world about 5 years ago. He kind of came home and took over lead parenting for a couple of years until all our kids were school aged. And then he jumped in full time and he does all of our video production, all of the filming stuff. We call him Taste Test Todd because if Todd doesn't like it, it's probably not going to make it onto the website, and
Nice.
I need to test and retweak everything. And he was kind of like the first full-time addition to the team, and now I think we have 7 or 8 full-time employees. We have several part-time employees, and it's really amazing to me that in this day and age, I can have a business that I still get to do mostly from home with my kids around, and my husband's involved, and we get to support other people in their families. It's like the American dream all day, and it's barbecue.
It is. Yeah. And that's it. That's the cherry on the ice cream. Like, this is really cool. And then it's barbecue team. Nah, it is. It's amazing. And yeah, and when my daughter was born, my first child was born, I had a similar situation. I worked at home and I wrote copy for an online shoe retail manufacturer. Now, fortunately, my life did not evolve to where I was cobbling once I got done with the online side. But it's cool to see how that was able to evolve for you. And now, like I said, you've got, over 150,000 YouTube subscribers, over 900,000 Facebook followers on the page. 114,000 followers on Instagram. So you're known and the brand is known. And I think the beautiful thing is the brand is known as being an honest and easy to follow and yet still very high end barbecue goals. Your people are getting results. They're like, I can't believe I made this. Holy cow.
Those are the best messages. The absolute best messages that I get anywhere are when people send me a picture and they're like, I'd never made anything like this before. This was my first time firing up the smoker.
Mm-hmm.
I'll occasionally get ones from women, and these ones are the most touching. They were like, my husband always smoked.
Right.
But he passed away, or I have somebody who it was their dad that always barbecued. He was always the barbecuer, and kind of passed away without kind of passing the torch necessarily in terms of information. So people find my website and they're able to kind of recreate those experiences and have that bonding experience with either people who have passed or with their own kids, you know, and kind of make it a generational thing where these recipes get to be shared and those memories get to be made around the table. And it really is a unifying and a bonding link, between generations. And that, like, I'm very, very family first. And so to be able to have followers and readers and other users that are having those same experiences at home is so incredibly gratifying. It's awesome.
Yeah. That kind of vindicates what you've done and the work you put in is when you get those things. Cause you're helping those family connections stay. And then they, you know, maybe it's time to teach the kiddo down the line and they can keep those things going. That's awesome.
It's really fun.
And to that end, let's touch a little bit about what I mentioned earlier, the Grill Squad that's on your website. Now, this is kind of like we're hanging with Susie. You can go to the website and you can see a lot of amazing recipes, but there's a lot more to it if you dig in with the Grill Squad.
Yeah, so we launched the Grill Squad, I think 4 years ago now, because I was getting requests for classes all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Will you come teach a class? Will you come teach a class? I get to be pretty selective about my travel. And where I have kids at home, you know, you either bring them along or you have to be a little bit picky.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't fulfill all of the requests for classes that were coming in from all over the place. So we launched the Grill Squad as a way for me to be able to teach that kind of higher level, educational format where you're not just cooking a thing start to finish, you're learning about that thing start to finish. So the next time you make it, you're more informed. And you know why things are happening the way that they are and why they're looking the way that they look and why we're shooting for certain temperatures. So that has been a really awesome format for me, especially during the pandemic when people couldn't go to in-person classes and things like that. We were really able to build a community of people that are excited to learn barbecue and excited to share their love of barbecue. And like, you know, there is a little bit of gatekeeping. We talked about that in the barbecue world. You know, some things are meant to be kept secret.
Sure.
And
that's why you're going to have competitions, you know?
Yeah. But in the Grill Squad, it's all about sharing information. And we have like a community Facebook group that goes along with it. And we do lives in there every month. And we're releasing new classes throughout the year. So you pay for the yearly membership, but you get continually new classes that are added to the library, which is really cool. We have aprons that we send out in a welcome box when you join, and they have patches that you can earn as you pass off the classes.
It's like a barbecue scout.
Yeah, it's like a barbecue scout on your apron. It's so much
perfect.
fun. We love the Grill Squad. It's like the greatest barbecue community, I think. I know I'm biased, but I really do believe that it is online because everyone's so positive and so helpful. And it's a great thing to be a part of. It's a great place, especially if you're newer into the barbecue scene, maybe a little nervous to go to an in-person class or there aren't any in your area because maybe you live more rural. The Grill Squad is a great kind of foray into that world of digging more into barbecue.
Yeah, you're right. It's a gate opener because, as you mentioned, you know, some people might feel intimidated. Like I mean, I grill, I know what I'm doing. And like I mentioned, I'm a beef guy, so I know those cuts and things. But if you don't know that, you don't necessarily want to go to the class because you don't want to be the guy that's like, yeah, I'm not as cool as you guys. Like, you know, it's a peer pressure thing. And so this really does open it up. And it's not just recipes. I mean, you're giving them techniques. You're teaching them really the finite details to get the perfect result.
Yep.
And it's the best part is it's pretty cheap. You know, as much as you spend on meat, especially these days, it's going to be a little cheaper for you to join this and then learn how to cook that meat properly. So I encourage you to.
If you've ever looked at barbecue classes, sometimes barbecue classes can range into the hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Yep.
So we really tried to price it affordably because it's digital. You can start and stop at any time that you want. And it's a really fun community to be a part of. I love the Grill Squad.
That's awesome. And you're bringing a taste of that to us this Saturday at the When Pigs Fly event. So you're going to be doing a cooking demo. So there you go, kids. Let that be incentive enough right away is you go and buy your ticket today, and we'll give away some tickets too. But go buy your ticket and you go this Saturday, you're going to have a cooking class with Susie. And there's going to be some other pros doing some demos as well. I don't want you to tell me anything about what you're planning to do. Zero insight other than it's going to be awesome. But have you determined what you're going to do as far as what type of meat you're going to rock out?
We are, and I believe there are samples associated.
Oh, yes. Yes,
with
very
what
much
we're
so.
cooking. So
Yeah.
it's not only do you get a rare sighting of Susie in the wild actually teaching a class in person,
That's
which
it.
truly does not happen very often. But so yeah, we'll be there. We're super excited. We're excited about the
Yeah.
cause that we're partnered with here, and that we get to introduce some more people into the world and the community of barbecue
Yeah.
in the area. So we're
For sure.
super excited to come out. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, and this year it's benefiting Badges Give Back. One of the cool things that they do is they team these pros. Each pro teams up with a team of first responders, whether that be firefighters, police, EMS, whatever. Their team is going to get together. They're going to be cooking throughout the day. You're going to sample what they cook. If you like it, you toss a buck in the boot, fireman's boot, or whatever they're collecting funds, and then that's how that determines the Heroes Cup winner. And of course, that money goes to support Badges Give Back. Throughout the day, a lot of things going to support Badges Give Back. And, of course, you'll be sampling the pros who are competing. You're going to be tasting that, too, and judging in that People's Choice competition. So it's an amazing day full of barbecue. And Badges Give Back is a great organization that basically goes to help first responders who have been hurt in the line of duty, to help the families, or if they've had someone killed in the line of duty, to be able to help the families get through that and recover and do what they need to do to keep moving on. So great organization, great way to benefit things this weekend. And when we wrap the Facebook Live today, I'm going to put a contest up on the Mike FM page. You guys will be able to go and like, comment, share the typical shenanigans for winning. And we will draw a winner on Wednesday for a pair of tickets actually 2 winners, each winner getting a pair of tickets to Saturday's event. But the tickets are on sale right now, and you can find the link at 939mikefm.com. I've been MC for it for the last few years. This year, I get to share my duties with Myron Mixon, who is a barbecue legend. And this guy, from what I've heard, once I give him the mic, I'm going to have plenty of time to eat. So I'm looking forward to meeting him and hanging out. But yeah, and especially, I can't wait to see what you're bringing to the table. I can't wait to meet you in person and be entertained by the likes of the queen of Hey Girl, Hey, Susie Bulloch.
Oh gosh. Well, we're excited to come
Big
out. It's gonna be a good time. Taste Test Todd's gonna be there too. So I know he has his own whole dedicated fan base that will come exclusively for Taste Test Todd.
Yeah. We'll have to get a dueling bald heads picture on Saturday and share that for sure.
Yes.
But
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Susie, I appreciate you so much taking the time today to connect with me here on our Humans in Tune. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Hey, thanks for having me. We'll see you in a couple days.
You bet. It's this Saturday. It's the When Pigs Fly Barbecue Bash. It's indoors at the Show Me Center. Weather coming or going be damned. It's actually looking pretty nice this weekend. But aside of that, you can get your tickets at 939mikefm.com, and we'll see you Saturday at the When Pigs Fly Barbecue Bash. Find all your details. We'll see you then. For now, I'm signing off. We've got another Humans in Tune tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be joined by Julia DeLuca Collins. Julia is an author and an educator and a smart person, and we're going to be talking about tiny habits. New year, new you resolutions. If you're in with all that, check us out tomorrow at 11 a.m., whereas we're talking about tiny habits. For now, we're signing off. Have a great weekend, a great week, all that good stuff. It's 93.9 Mike FM, Humans in Tune.
Thanks for catching this Humans in Tune conversation with 93.9 Mike FM. Find previous interviews on our Facebook page, or you can listen via our podcast at 939mikefm.com.